Hi everyone. I am so glad you're here. Um, if you haven't tuned in before, my name is Jessica. I talk about my business, really all the aspects of running and owning a small business. And clearly you clicked on this video because you either own a small business, want to start a small business, or you just like watching videos about small businesses, which either way, you are welcome here. First, grab your coffee. I have mine. We're gonna get cozy. We're gonna real talk. And I'm just gonna explain what I'm doing differently with my business in 2022. 2021 was crazy. A lot of adapting had to be done, a lot of challenges were faced, but a lot of growth happened too, and a lot of really great things happened not only in my life but in my business. So I've learned a lot, and this is what I'm doing differently. So if you need just a little bit of maybe motivation or inspiration, if you are wanting to, you know, get into some new good habits, get rid of some old bad habits, or just improve your small business in any way, keep listening. I hope you find this helpful. Okay, so the first thing that I'm gonna do a little differently in 2022 is during my slow times, I'm gonna be, or at least try to be, as productive as possible. Some things that I am going to do during my slow time would be taking updated pictures of my inventory. My picture taking skills are always improving, at least I like to think they are. And you get some ideas, you learn some new techniques, and you're just able to get a little bit better pictures over time. And I feel like some of my first items that I ever created and put on my website, they need to be updated. They just don't look great. People shop with their eyes. If they see something that really catches their eye, they're more apt to buy it. So I want to take my slow time and use it to update pictures, get some new flat lays, get some new Tumblr pictures, anything like that. Another thing that I'm gonna do is deep clean my workspace. I do weekly, sometimes monthly straightening up, but I never deep clean, which is very important because you're always down there, you're always working, things get busy, and it's important to keep your workspace clean. So I'm gonna deep clean my workspace. Another thing is reorganizing just to make it a little more functional. Just kind of, seeing what works best where, if that makes sense. And I'm gonna show you my workspace after I do all of this, because right after Christmas is my slow time usually. So I've already started on this list, even though it's not 2022, but oh well. Another thing I'm gonna do is start making my most popular items and have those on hand ready to ship. I have several, excuse me, I have several items that people are always buying on Etsy, my website, custom orders, I just want to be able to have those on hand and not have to have all of my items be made to order, especially things that I know are just gonna sell. Another thing is I'm gonna update some of my storage units, my storage like shelving, drawers, all that stuff that holds my materials. I need a little bit of update with that. And, I'm always getting new materials, I'm learning new techniques, so I'm buying new supplies. I need something that is functional, tidy, organized, and I'm gonna update a few things, which I will show a video of that as well, just to give you some ideas on what I'm doing. Another thing is I'm going to restock my low materials. So I just started a list on my phone of what I am low on, and I'll just restock, spend a whole day just either running errands to restock or shopping online, getting all my materials, such as, I'm low on spray paint, I ran out of my thank you cards. I'm all out of my shipping boxes. I needed another order of poly mailers. So, you know, after the Christmas rush, you're low on everything. So I just went and I bought a bunch of stuff. It's going to be delivered soon. Maybe I'll do an unpackaging video too, just like restocks around my workspace. But just preparing for when you start getting more orders again after your slow time, that is going to be such a lifesaver because you're not going to be worried about, you know, oh my gosh, I'm out of shipping boxes. What am I going to do? This tumbler is ready to ship, but I got to wait 4 or 5 days for my shipping boxes to be delivered. This is why I'm just buying everything up front, and I'm just going to be prepared for when an order comes in. Another thing I'm gonna do is update my website. For Christmas, I had a few like cutesy Christmas, you know, I had lights at the top. I had my turnaround time for Christmas time. I had like when you can last order something to be guaranteed delivered by Christmas. So just some of those things that I need to update because it's after Christmas now. But I mean, even if your slow time isn't after Christmas, you can still update your website, put those new inventory pictures on there, just kind of up your game a little because you're always learning, adapting, evolving, and just keeping it looking professional is gonna really stand out to your customers. Coffee break. I just got an espresso in a frother and I feel like I'm a barista even though I have no idea what I'm doing. Anyways, another thing I'm doing differently in 2022 is I'm going to buy more materials up front. Does that make sense? Like I'm going to buy more materials each time I do a supply order, to prevent, you know, running out in the middle of an order rush. That happened to me, especially during Christmas when, if you guys don't know, or some of you don't know, my business is designing and creating custom gift items. So Christmas is my busiest time. Everyone wants a custom item, handcrafted. You know, a lot of people try to support small businesses, all that stuff. So anyways, back on track. I am going to be purchasing more tumblers up front, keeping more on hand instead of buying, you know, between 8 and 12 at a time. I'm just gonna buy a bunch and have them on hand so that I'm not scrambling around trying to place an order every week for tumblers, paying that shipping rate every time, waiting for them to come in, and then starting to make the tumbler. It just delays the amount of time that the item will be in the customer's hand. And if I can shorten that time, then that makes my business look better, that makes me look better, and hopefully that leads to more repeat customers. Another thing that I'm gonna do differently is, it's kind of a goal, I guess, but I really want to learn a new technique once a month, maybe every other month, depending on how busy my orders are. But I have a few things in mind that I want to learn more about, implement into my business. Kind of just, you know, you got to keep new things coming, you got to keep people interested. So one of my goals is to learn something new every month, maybe every other month, and implement that into my business. One last thing that I'm going to do differently, this is really important for my health. I am going to wear a respirator every time I am working with epoxies, spray paints, acetone, you know, sanding my tumblers, shaving them, whatever I need to do, I'm going to wear a respirator every time because up until this past Christmas, I wasn't wearing that and I would get these really bad headaches. I would get stomach aches. My chest would feel tight. I would feel lightheaded, and it just is not healthy at all. And so I'm going to be wearing a respirator, protecting my lungs, protecting my health, And a lot of people do that anyways, like a lot of other tumbler makers and people who work with epoxy and stuff, they all do that, and I was just late to the game. But now I am going to for sure wear my respirator, make sure that I can breathe fresh air and not all of those toxins and fumes, and just focus on my health. So if you work with epoxy, acetone, spray paint, really anything that could be hazardous to you, your body, your lungs, I recommend a respirator or at least a mask, really anything to protect your health. Okay, so those are all the things I'm doing a little differently in 2022 with my small business. I may think of more things that I'm gonna do differently, in the moment. I might say, hey, I did this last year, but we're not gonna do that, or I didn't do this last year, but I wanted to. Anyways, if that changes and I get a lot of new things in mind that I want to do, then maybe I'll make a part 2 of this. But anyway, let's jump into my workspace. I'll show you, the deep clean that I did, the updated storage that I'm implementing, and I'll just show you what I'm working with. My workspace is in the basement, so I have it broken up into 2 sections. This first section is where I do my epoxying, my glitter, prepping tumblers, all that kind of stuff. This next section is where I have my heat press, my computer, my shipping station, and my printer. I hope this video was helpful to you. I hope it inspired you, gave you some ideas for your own small business, whether it's tumblers or whatever it may be. And if you have any questions, just let me know. And I'll see you in the next video.